Elon Musk SpaceX Starlink gives free service to the entire world. What? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of misty morning and focus combination. So good. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a tech day. It is a space day. We're going to be talking about Elon Musk and SpaceX Starlink, and a really interesting revelation came through X the other day. I want to bring it to your attention, and it has to do with Elon Musk having this epiphany and saying, I really need to give free coverage to everyone on the planet. What is going on here? And this is really kind of interesting, and I like it because it is a feel-good story almost. But I want to give you some background of what's going on here. I read an article over on, I think it was Benzinga. There was a couple of different places that had articles about this. Theirs was pretty concise, so I want to read some of that to you. And then, of course, I'll give you my commentary over it. But more importantly, I want to hear from you. What do you think about all of this? What do you think about Elon Musk and what he does? Do you think that Elon Musk is a philanthropist? Do you think he is actually a good guy, or do you think he's like the evil guy? It's very polarizing when you speak about people like Elon Musk, because you're either on one side or you're on the other side. You either like him or you absolutely hate him. There's a lot of people that are in the public eye currently that are like that, right? Yeah. So I want to go through this article, and then once again, I'll give you my commentary, and I want to hear from you down below. And do me a favor. If you enjoyed this content, throw it a thumbs up. That'll be very, very helpful. And if you want more Starlink content, I put together about 330 videos just for you. I'll put a link right here. Don't click on it yet. I'll put a link right here. Click on that when you're done watching this video, and you will see a ton of helpful how-tos, tips, tricks, what to do, what not to do, what to buy, what not to buy, and of course the how and why behind all of it. The why is the most important thing, and that's what this channel has always been about. Also, if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks, check them out. Go to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. And if you want to say thank you for all of my hard work on this channel, there's a little thank you button. You can give $1 or $2 if you like. If not, that's perfectly fine. Consider becoming a member of the channel. That would be even better. Even better. And if you make it to the end of this video, or even if you don't, do me a favor. Put a comment down below. If you're shy, that's okay. Put an emoji. Put a spacecraft, an alien. Put a poop emoji. Put something down there so that I know that you actually watched this video. That would be very, very helpful. And finally, if you haven't subscribed as of yet, consider doing so. And if you have, thank you. I appreciate that. Click this little notification button over here so when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. Friday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, JC Live Show is here all the time. So come and join. Hang out with us. So this article starts out by saying SpaceX CEO Elon Musk said on Tuesday that its Starlink satellite internet service will allow for emergency services to be accessed on mobile phones for, quote, people in distress around the globe. Around the globe is the main thing. That is planet-wide. That includes the entire planet. Doesn't matter if you're on the North Pole, the South Pole, in any country, with a caveat, you'll be able to access SpaceX Starlink satellites for emergency service. Now, according to what they say, people in distress. The article continues. Musk said that the service will not cost the user and will apply worldwide, subject to approval by country governments. Now, of course, the country has to say, yes, we want this service. If not, it's not going to work. Obviously, you can't just give it to people if the government says, no, we don't want it. All right. So once again, it is subject to approval from each individual country. Quote, after thinking it through, SpaceX Starlink will provide emergency service access for mobile phones for people in distress for free. Can't have a situation where someone dies because they forgot or were unable to pay for it, Musk said on his social media platform X. It is unclear how the CEO categorizes, quote, people in distress. If you don't know what a person in distress is, maybe you're mentally in distress, right? Maybe you should check yourself, all right? I mean, come on. Sometimes people write this stuff, come on. People in distress. What do you think it means? In a letter to the Federal Communications Commission, or the FCC, last week, SpaceX said that Starlink can provide wireless emergency alerts, which is that WEA, to anyone in any area where there is no terrestrial coverage. Doesn't matter where you are on the planet. You don't have to have a cell tower, and you will still get that WEA, or that wireless emergency alert. Interesting. WEA is a public safety system that allows customers who have compatible mobile devices to receive geographically targeted text-like messages alerting them of imminent threats to safety in their area. This we hear all the time, right? That the phone goes off. Usually it's your iPhone or even an Android, and it goes off with this alert, and it'll say like Amber Alert, and it'll say like a child was abducted, or there's a storm or something. This is what that WEA is all about. The capability, Musk said on Tuesday, will help people if they are stranded in the wilderness, for example. Now, this is the tweet, or it's actually a post on X that he wrote. He said, after thinking it through, SpaceX Starlink will provide emergency service access for mobile phones for people in distress for free. This applies worldwide, subject to approval by the country's government. We can't have a situation where someone actually dies because they forgot or were unable to pay. The article finalizes with, SpaceX has launched over 6,900 Starlink satellites in orbit, according to astronomer Jonathan McDowell. He's the guy that constantly monitors SpaceX Starlink, how many satellites are up there, how many of them are end of life, how many of them have come back to Earth, or not really to Earth, let's say disintegrated, how many are operational, and this type of thing. He's constantly on it. So if you ever hear that Jonathan McDowell, you know who he is going forward. Of these satellites, about 6,300 out of that 6,900 are in orbit, and nearly 130 of these satellites are equipped with the direct-to-cell, or the DTC, capability. Each of these satellites with direct-to-cell capabilities feature a modem functioning as a cell tower in space, aiming to provide users with global access of text, calling, and internet browsing using standard LTE phones, unmodified phones, without requiring additional hardware, software, or apps, or updates, or anything. So that is very cool. If you don't know basically what this means when they say a modem, these satellites, these 130 satellites, have eNode Bs built into them, and that basically transforms them into cell towers in space at 530 kilometers. People are like, well, how does this work? How can I get cell signal from space at 530 kilometers when I can't even get signal up the road a couple of miles? What is going on? It's pretty powerful. Anyways, and it does work. The article continues, T-Mobile and SpaceX announced a partnership in August of 2022, aiming to connect the smartphones on T-Mobile's network to Starlink satellites. The partnership is aimed to provide connectivity to remote locations that are untouched by cell signals from any provider, basically no service at all. Other cellular providers have signed similar partnerships with SpaceX, including Optus, which is from Australia, and you have Rogers from Canada, KDI from Japan, and I think there's about 3 or 4 others that have also signed with SpaceX for this service. SpaceX plans to roll out texting service with the help of satellites by the end of 2024, followed by voice calls as well as data and the Internet of Things, or IoT services, by 2025. So it's right around the corner, guys, right around the corner. So Elon Musk, in my personal opinion, is a true philanthropist. It's not like a lot of these other billionaires we see out there, Bill Gates, that really don't do much of anything besides what helps them. So I hope this kind of quells all of these people out there that are constantly these naysayers that are always giving digs or really on Elon Musk hard for everything that he does. I mean, the guy does do a lot of good work worldwide, all right? And he does it for free. I mean, if there is some type of conflict, he's there with Starlink, right? Now we're having a problem with the whole thing going on over there in the Ukraine. We're not going to get into that. But if there is an emergency because there's some type of disaster, there's a volcanic eruption, there is a hurricane, some type of disaster, he's there with SpaceX Starlink to provide the first responders a means of communication, even when all the comms are down, because cell phones are down, because the cell towers are down, because there's no power, or whatever the case might be. Mass forest fires, whatever it is, he is providing this type of service for free. And that's why when you hear all of this negativity towards him, I just never get it. Because all of these other people that are the billionaires that could actually be doing something, they don't do shit. I mean, look at Apple, all right? Apple has been together in cahoots with Globalstar for many years now. What is it, 2, 3, 4 years? They've been offering emergency service, or SOS, through the iPhone for all of these years. Would they ever stop for a moment and say, you know, this is a really powerful service. It's saving lives. Let's go ahead and just give it to the entire planet. All right? It doesn't take much. This is text. All right? This is small bits of data, not even bytes, small bits of data. All right? It doesn't take a lot. But you don't see Apple doing it with their $1 trillion company. Okay? You don't see Billy the Kid over there, Bill Gates, doing anything worthwhile, or doing some kind of crappy with our food or whatever. You don't see these big, really, really big billionaires do much of anything when it comes to helping the planet, do you? It's very rare, every once in a while. But there's always there's a reason, there's some underpinning to it, right? Why? Anyways, that's my thoughts. Once again, I hope that people reconsider what Elon Musk does, and once again, doesn't give him as much flack as they do, right? No one is perfect, okay? But still, he does do a lot for the planet, not just for himself and his shareholders, which he doesn't have much of, right? Considering it's only, Tesla that there's shares of? There's nothing else is public, I don't believe. Anyways, that's once again for another video. I wish it would go public, right? At any rate, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, throw it a thumbs up. That is very helpful for the YouTube gods and the algorithm and that AI and everything else going on over there at Alphabet. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the many years, and all of my merch and my tees and my shirts like this one, my books and everything else. Pick something up. Help support me and my family. I would really appreciate it. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay connected, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all. Take care.